Are you tired of tackling your home maintenance issues alone? Say yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Always.
I am.
Let ARC Maintenance be your best and fairest when it comes to your home or office's maintenance needs. Whoa.
Whoa.
From plumbing to tiling, flooring to electrical and everything in between, ARC Maintenance is your go-to team for all of your general maintenance needs. Give me a woo.
Woo.
With a winning record of satisfied customers all over Adelaide, we're ready to kick goals for you. Don't get caught holding the ball. Call ARC Maintenance today and let us handle the heavy lifting. Remember, when it comes to home maintenance, ARC Maintenance always goes for the mark. Even though it's my dad and he does mark very well. Call Tony and the team at ARC Maintenance on 0425 566 755 to get those maintenance needs sorted.
Hi, this is Malcolm Blight, and you're listening to the Crowject.
He's fighting for the free kick, but here's Nigel Smart. Smart can go through and kick a goal.
And he's 35 metres out, right on the boundary line, and surely not. Oh, no, he's done it.
They've won. The Crows are going to win. The unbelievable win. There's the song.
All right, with a big thanks to our sponsors, Nathaniel's Coffee and Panini, Solely Designs, Trojan Aluminium, and ARC General Maintenance. This is a Crowject podcast, episode 246, which is our preview pod for our round 2 grudge match against the Geelong Cats. So big episode that we got here tonight with a very special guest as well. We'll be discussing the game happening on Friday night and also your thoughts and predictions and also the latest news as well. And also a big thank you to our patrons as well, patreon.com/Crowject. So first off, my name's Peter, but it's not just me joined tonight. I've got Jade as well. Hello, Jade.
Hey Peter, how you going?
Great, I think. And also we've got a very special guest, Jade. Very special guest.
We do.
So she's been tagged as the girl from the internet before, with her call-ins before. She tells you definitely not to forget your tips, and she's a fan of all things Geelong, but also AFL as well. We've got Rachel Danderfield, aka Danders. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm a long-time listener, first-time participant, and very excited / nervous for the weekend ahead.
Well,
Me
at least
too.
we get it. We get it over with on a Friday, though, Rach, so you can live your best life for the rest of the time.
Well, that's if you win. If you lose, you gotta sit with it all weekend. So it's
I agree.
The double-edged sword.
I don't know. I think it's worse. Yeah.
Because if you lose on a Sunday afternoon, by Monday everyone's over it. Everyone's on to next week and whatever. But ugh.
So,
Looking forward to it.
Rach, tell us a little bit about where we can find you, being the girl on the internet. Where exactly do we find you at?
So for all the under 18 listeners, I can be found on your dad's phone probably. I can be found on Twitter at Danderfield, on Instagram at Danderfitness, which is quite boring. I think I need a separate Instagram. Anyway, I digress. And I can also be found at patreon.com/Rachel Danderfield, if you dare. Not on your work computer, please. I don't want to be responsible for that.
Do it on someone else's account, is what
Exactly.
Danders is. Oh, wow. So let's just crack straight into it. Jade, we've got a big game coming up this Friday night, don't we, buddy?
We do. Massive. We've got round 2, Adelaide Oval, Friday night footy. I cannot remember the last time we had a home game for Friday. Oh, the Showdown, it would have been. A couple of years ago, I think. Would that have been our last Friday night game?
Yeah, I think last year we had we had the Thursday night for Gather Round, which was against Carlton.
Yeah.
That went well.
And then we had the Showdown.
Yeah.
Like the year before, I think. So, yeah, look, it's been a while since we had some good Friday night footy. Plenty of it this year with our fixture, but I'm hoping we can get our Friday night footy off to a good start against the mighty Cats.
No, you won't. I got
Now,
beef. Sorry to take it off topic already, but I got beef for the fact that we're in round 2, but this is the 3rd round of the season. I thought I would have adapted by now, but I was doing a piece for the Hoop Show yesterday, and I was looking at all the games, and I was like, this doesn't look right. I swear we're playing Adelaide this week. Why does it say we're playing Hawthorn? We're not in round 3. We're in round 2, the 3rd round of the season. Not about it.
It's so true, and also it skews the ladder as well, because it's like, we've only played one, some people are higher up as well because they're going to play their 3rd game this weekend, and instead of our collective teams playing their 2nd too. So
it's very Big Bash League.
It's very reminiscent for those of us old enough to remember of the 2011 season when there were 17 teams and everyone. We had the alternating bye. I don't know if every team got one bye, I think it was. But there were teams that had their bye in like the first 3 weeks of the season. And it was just chaos. Working out the ladder was chaos. No vibe.
Halcyon days of 2011. You guys were winning your 3rd premiership in 5 years, and we were just firing coaches for no plan B. So things were going well. Oh, well.
Anyway, Friday night. Sorry.
Yeah, Friday night footy.
Yeah, so Friday night, look, we got a weather report. Clear, 11 degrees minimum. Windy, 20 to 30 kilometres an hour winds going southeast.
Yeah.
So
those are words that I put in, and I don't really know what they mean. Yeah.
The wind's going to be blowing, so...
Yeah. We've asked the Bureau of Meteorology for their report on the dew point. Yet to hear back, so can't confirm or deny that one.
That's disappointing. I wanted to hear what the pressure was going to be as well, because apparently that matters. I don't know.
Yeah, what's your favourite weather observation, Rach?
I was not prepared for this question. I'm going to take this in a different route. I'm sorry. We're going to be a little bit chaos tonight. Nothing grinds my gears more when a car says, like a car advertisement says that the car has climate control. You cannot control the climate in your car. You cannot make it rain or snow you have temperature control, and the people not knowing the difference between climate and temperature I've got issues. Next question. Sorry, you've unlocked some trauma within me.
No, hang on. We can go further on this. You know what pisses me off in cars? When it's dual zone climate control and you turn the wrong thing or you press the wrong button and for some reason it comes up dual zone and the other side of the car somehow gets warm and you don't know why.
I can't say I have that problem in my 2018 Holden Barina.
Oh.
My favourite weather thing is where it says temperature is like 21, but feels like 24.
Okay. Yeah. But do you know why that is? Right? And I always tell people this. It's like the temperature is taken in the shade, right? So that way you get an equal reading. So if it's 21 degrees in the shade and it's a cloudy day, it's going to feel like it's 21 degrees. If it's 21 degrees on a sunny day, it's going to feel a lot warmer because you're in the sun.
Well, there you go. You learn something new every day.
I'm so sorry, guys. This is a mess already.
Right, now we will.
This is exactly what a Crowject podcast is supposed to be like. Okay, all right. This is perfect. So
now we will talk real footy facts. So, a bit about history versus Geelong.
Yes.
I was looking at the averages per game just to see some of the key stats. You know, what type of footy do we play compared to what type of footy Geelong play? And there were some very interesting stats in there with some very large discrepancies between us and the Cats. So these are my favourite ones that I found. Average marks. Crows, 50. Geelong, 101. So, anyway, scoring shots. Crows, 14. Geelong, 26.
Oh dear.
Uncontested possessions. Crows, 167. Cats, 218. And there wasn't much difference between the contested possessions, so I thought maybe that'd be why. No, there wasn't. This one is a little bit scary. When I read this one and I think about the game we've got coming up, this scares me a bit. Marks inside 50. Crows 4, Cats 15.
Yeah, but hang on. We did beat Geelong in one key stat. Clangers.
What was that?
We got more clangers. Yes.
We're winning it all.
I've noticed another pretty significant one. If you go about 10 rows down to the free kicks 4 column.
Oh, I don't read out anything that makes us look bad.
No.
I think the free kicks is 24 to 14 or something.
No.
No
That's
bias here.
Fake news. Fake news. Didn't happen. Fake news.
But yeah, so look, I think this week we'll see a different style of footy played by the Crows given the conditions that we played in last weekend. So I think this week will be where we see our real potential as a team. I'm going to choose to kind of wipe last week out. Fourth quarter was great to see the comeback, but I'm going to choose to ignore the rest of that game and just pretend that this is my round 1 or round 0, I guess. I guess
it's a good point though, Jade, because if looking at those stats, obviously it has a sample size of 1. And, it was such a wet weather game for us, whereas Danders, it was relatively perfect conditions for you guys down at GMHBA Stadium, correct?
Yeah, it was a beautiful night. I think it was about 20, 22, 23 degrees. Absolutely stunning night.
Compared to the shit show that it was up at Gold Coast, which was stickier
wet,
humid,
than
a Yoo-hoo factory. Yeah, yucky.
Just if I can, just while we're still on the weather, I actually went to the game with Burgeslaw, and it was in the afternoon when we were getting to the ground. It was still quite warm. It had been a very hot day, and we were waiting in line to get in, and she was absolutely sweating, but she refused to take her jacket off because it was her one piece of Saints memorabilia, and she was that committed to the fit that she was dripping with sweat in the line. And I've never felt so much more admiration for a friend. The commitment to the fit.
I can appreciate that.
Sorry, proceed.
No, that's okay. So if the next point we got is about favourite memories. And this does flow into a memory that's tied to wearing your merch as well. So round 1, 2021, obviously a day that no one tipped the Crows, but we did win that opening round game. That was also the debut of the Crom Beanie. So that was the first sample went to Adelaide Oval. It was a bloody hot day, and I wore that thing. I am a 100-kilo, Italian-Australian who is extremely hairy. I sweat like a stuck pig. It doesn't matter. And believe me, with that beanie on, it was even worse too. So repping the merch, all in the name of sweating like anything, I can appreciate what the Burgeslaw went through.
We've got to love it. We've got to love it. It's all about the fashion.
That was a shit story, but anyway. Any other memories, guys, of all things Crows versus Cats?
Yeah, I think for me, which I think most Crows fans would say is probably the 2017 prelim. I think that was just a defining moment for most supporters. And also the Sloane and Danderfield clash that night. Of course. Elite. Yep. Something that I think will go down in Crows fans' history books for sure. My other favourite memory from that year is when we played Geelong during the regular season. It was that was the one and only game that I went to that season. And we did win, and I was really worried that we weren't going to win because our, history versus Geelong isn't great. Out the last 5 games, we have 1 win, which was the 2021 win. So,
from memory, I think that 2017 regular season game was the one where Selwood eye gouged Riley Knight, I think, from memory. It was
probably.
That's unlike Joel Selwood to ever do that.
You want to do this? Because we can do this. If you want to do this.
She's going to come back fun.
Uh-oh. Danders, your favourite memories of Crows?
I've never said anything negative about any Crows player ever. I actually had to think about this one, and it might be a little bit of a sensitive thing, but since you're bringing up the 27th prelim, obviously all bets are off. At the end of the 2015 AFL season, it was the first time in almost 10 years that we were going into a game knowing that we weren't playing finals, which is crazy. The last time we hadn't made finals was 2006. And it was the last game of the season. Geelong actually belted the Crows by a decent amount, which was weird because we played terrible all season. But the final mark of the game, just outside of 50, was taken by Mr. Patrick Danderfield, who was still playing for the Crows at this time. And with no hyperbole, the entire stadium stood up and started cheering. And it's the loudest. He kicked the ball. He missed by a country mile, but it is the loudest that I have ever heard anyone cheer for an opposition player going at goal. And it was so surreal. It was like we'd had a really crappy year, but we knew he was coming. We'd been on the other end a few years earlier with Gary Ablett, obviously. We knew he was coming, and it's just something that the 2015 season is just blank in my mind, except for that one incredible moment. Yeah, sorry about that.
No, I do remember that moment vividly as well, because I think every single possession that Patrick got in that game, it was like God was, his comeback to it.
The saviour.
Even though
he was coming.
Yeah, the saviour. From Mox
he was coming to end our
Adelaide.
5-year premiership drought.
Must be hard.
Yeah. Now, a couple of other memories I got, and these are yin and yang ones, so they're shared. My first finals game I ever went to was a 1997 semi-final, Crows versus Geelong. Me and my dad went. That was the Lee Colbert not being paid a mark. That's gone down in Geelong folklore for a little while. The other one as well is the last time we won at Cardinia Park, or GMHBA Stadium, was the Guerriers flipping the bird in 2002 as well. I remember watching that. And I remember as well in 2010...
That's a long time. Have you not won since 2002?
What was that?
Not
Not
in Geelong.
Oh,
No.
I'm sorry. That's rough. That's rough. That's rough.
Yeah. Every single time the Crows go to play down there, we're just take the line on the Cats. Like, there's no point. I remember watching in 2010 when the Cats were at their peak. They were playing the Crows at Footy Park, and I think you guys absolutely belted us. And it was you guys perfect skills and everything on a very wet night too. Like, it was great to watch. So full credit to you guys, and of course the 2007 Grand Final. Thank you very much. So, if you have any other memories, let us know in the comments of the pod too, even on Spotify too, if you want. But I guess some talking points, and we already said what to take from the last round as well. I know we played in very wet weather as well versus the Cats, potentially weak-ish opposition. I'm not saying that to poo-poo the Cats itself, but how much can we take from round one?
Yeah, I don't think, at no point, apart from a few of the young guns, did I look at the Cats last Saturday night and think, wow, this is great footy. So I don't know if it's because we're a little bit rusty. We don't tend to start off seasons particularly well. I think in the last 3 years, I think we're 2-1. So apart from this year, obviously. So yeah, no idea, to be honest. And we're not notorious for playing great footy at Adelaide Oval. So yeah, who knows on our end.
I think for us it's going to be interesting. As I said before, I think this is our week where we're going to see what our team is really capable of. And yeah, look, I hope we dish up better than what we did last week. Otherwise, I will be a little bit concerned. We have some difficult teams coming up over the next few weeks. So I think we'll really want to get a win in this weekend. Otherwise, I think our confidence is going to be a bit shot. I feel like sometimes when everyone is talking you up and then you don't perform to start with, that can really, just bring down morale and stuff like that. So I hope we can show something, show what we're capable of.
Yeah. It's just so good to be back on a Friday night as well. because
I know, I'm so excited.
Adelaide Oval's going to be pumping. And if you have a relative who's a Beryl and or Cecil who can't use their phone to get their ticket for the app, please go to their house and help them, because I don't want to be waiting 2 hours because, old mate Beryl can't open an Android phone to open the Adelaide Crows app. Get your fucking tickets ready, okay? So we can go through.
Get to the ground early.
Yeah, but not like 4 hours early like you sit in the Western stands, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to go that early. Yeah. So, injury report. Jade, what's been happening with the Crows and any potential ins or outs?
There's not too much change for us. We've obviously got a few players that are on, the longer-term injury list at this point in time. Probably not looking to come back until halfway through the season, if not a little bit later. So we do have Walker, who is meant to be coming back. Article came out from the club saying, yes, he should be back in. But then there were a couple of question marks about him at training last night. So I think we need to wait for the team selections to be sure. It could again be like a last minute call on that, really, who knows.
Yeah.
And then the only other player to really note is that Butts had some treatment on his ankle in the fourth quarter of the game on the weekend, they're saying that he should be good to play. So I love that Rach is like smiling at that.
His name's Butts. That's funny to me.
Butts had some treatment on his ankle.
Nothing better when it comes out.
It's just a point that came up on the weekend that we as a football society really peaked in 2010 when Brad Dick and Luke Ball played on the same team. I don't think I've experienced that level of serotonin ever since.
Was it Tyson Goldsack came in the next year too? It was just
he was They had I think he was already in at that stage. They also had Cameron Wood.
Yep. Side bottom.
So yeah, Dick and Ball. That was my favourite. Yeah.
Oh god.
It's the greatest contribution Collingwood have ever made to our sporting league. So I'm really grateful for that.
Damn straight. Now, Danders, we've got to talk to you about news from the opposition as well. I had a few things noted here. So Dempsey, not Patrick, got the Rising Star nom for round 1.
Yeah, I actually didn't think he'd still be eligible, just because I think he debuted in 2022, but obviously that side was pretty hard to break into. And even last year, I think the Geelong forward line is going to be, if you're a tall forward, is pretty hard to break into. But with Gary Rowan being out, it was really his opportunity to seize the spotlight, and he really did, especially in the first half. He had a blinder of a first half, and then I tweeted about him, and then he went a bit silent. So I felt a bit responsible for that. But yeah, he really, really impressive. He was the one who, in 2022, down at Tassie, all his mates flew down and they wrote Ollie or they wrote Dempsey or something on each of their chests. Like
That's
Happy Gilmore
right,
style.
yeah.
So that was his claim to fame before the Rising Star nomination. So very exciting times.
Yeah, I'm just reading right now. Danders, he made his debut in round 6 in 2022. So, but he's only played a total of 8 games. Yeah. Oh wow! And the other thing too, we've got to talk about old mate Grind with the shoe piff. It's. Do you reckon it's a bit of a brain fade, or was it a tactical decision, or was it from Chris Scott?
I think it was absolutely shit stirring. I'm not sure about other sports, but if you do that in hockey, that's a penalty. You go into the box for that.
Yep. Now I was going to talk to you. There's a very famous incident in college football. I think it was end of 2021 or 2020. LSU versus Florida, and it was to decide who was going to the SEC championship. Yak yak yak. It was the end of fourth quarter. Florida were up, and an LSU offensive tackle lost his shoe. And it was in sort of the fog that happens in the swamp in Gainesville. He just picks up this random shoe and piffs it to the sideline, gets a flag. It moves LSU down 15 yards. They nail the field goal and win the game. So it happens in plenty of other sports. So, and of course, LSU did bring us as well your favourite boy, Joe Burrow. Isn't that right, Jade?
Yeah, that's it, man. You know it.
He's on. He is a
Joey
hornbag.
B.
Yeah.
I just think old mate, whoever it was, had the option to put his shoe on. He knew his shoe wasn't on. He left it. He left it potentially as a safety hazard. So I think Brian should have actually been rewarded for his kind act of removing this. I work in a warehouse, so I'm all about safety prevention. You know, safety prevention saves lives. And so, Brian Myers, you are a hero.
Yeah. Do you feel like he was
heard that from
advocating
Jared
on behalf?
Waitley. Jared Waitley said that Brian Myers was a hero for that act.
Do you reckon he was advocating on behalf of the Players Association? So it was actually Danderfield whispering in his ear to say, "Hey mate, get the shoe. That's it. That's an occult safety risk." Like
potentially, or maybe he saw Chad Warner and then looked to the future and saw Christian Petrarca rocking the TNs, and he was like, "Nah, mate needs to level up his shoe game. Get these things out of here." I'm obsessed with those TNs. I've been looking at memes of them all week. It's my new hyper focus.
It's the small things.
It's the small things. What's your favourite shoe? Write into us. Let us know. Danders, what is your favourite shoe? I haven't seen that online at all whatsoever.
Oh, hang on here. Where are we? There's the shrine.
Yeah, the shrine.
I'm quite partial to a Nike Low Dunk or a Nike Low Jordan. I do ideally want to have a pair for each club, ones that I can customise and things like that. So I've got my navy blue high dunks for Geelong, obviously, and they can go for Carlton. But if I put some red and yellow laces in, suddenly they're Crom shoes. You know, I'm all about... I just love matching my shoes to my outfits. Where were we going with this? Sorry, have I taken us off track?
No, we're talking about the shoe that got piffed
Right.
and TNs and what's your favourite shoe?
I'm quite fond of the Jordan 1 lows and the Nike Dunk lows.
I'm a big fan of whenever boomers on Facebook get the random ad of the targeted fake Adidas or Nikes where it's got
they're so bad. They've got like the football logo and stuff on them, and that. Oh my god!
I don't know
like,
if you've
wow,
seen this.
These look so good. It's like no.
Oh my god! Just got my pair, and it's like one sole is already separating, and they paid like $80, and it's like.
And all your money is just being drained from your bank account.
Ensure that you get all your quality merchandise from a reputable source, such as the Crowject for all things go Crom. Crowject.com.
Yeah, except we don't sell shoes.
Yeah, we don't sell shoes. Yeah, we don't do feet.
You guys need to bring out the owner of this shirt has a wife who is crazy and born in September and will kill you if you don't say go Crom. Also, I need one of those.
Just boomer energies.
Yeah.
I'm available all the time, except on
shirts.
weekends, whenever the Adelaide Crows are playing, and the Adelaide Crows is just a clearly like sublimated font that's like separate. It's separate.
And it's a picture of the Baltimore Ravens logo or something. But I'll buy one. If you guys come out with one of those, I'll buy one.
And it's either way too tight of a top or it's just way too baggy. Like it's like, you know, you get an XL and it's like clearly like a women's size 8 or it's a 5XL moo-moo. Like, you know.
Bless.
All right.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about shoes. So,
Shoes, yeah.
we got milestones this weekend. Now, there's a few milestones happening around the AFL. I don't know if you heard, one of the Dacos guys is getting 50 games, and the AFL have not tweeted about that or said anything on socials at all.
I think the only thing I saw was that like rating the games like 1 to 49 or whatever, you know. That surely didn't take anyone like a whole day's worth of work to do or anything like that, no.
It's AFL
Who are you
House.
guys talking about?
Is it Nick Dacos?
It could be his brother Josh, potentially.
Never heard of him. Oh, Josh's brother. Right.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
I think one of their parents played footy too. I don't know. I don't see it every week when they flash to the crowds during games.
No. Yeah.
I'm actually, you know what? I'm very clearly joking. I'm not a big Nick Dacos fan, but I'm a big anti the stupid criticism that Nick Dacos gets. I was at the game last week and people were yelling, "Get a hardball, Nick Dacos." I'm like, shut the fuck up. Oh my God. Of all the people you can fucking criticise on that field.
He's not one of them you should be,
Yeah, very impressive first 50 games of football. That's for sure.
It is.
Absolutely.
It is. And also Travis Boak as well, getting to 350 games, but there won't be any premiership coming there, son. So there are two milestones happening for this Friday night as well. Tom Stewart for the Cats is 150 games, but our man, Mr. Crowmania Jade, Lockie Murphy.
I saw this.
100 games.
I could not believe it. I genuinely could not believe it because it's Lockie Murphy is one of those players that I genuinely cannot remember what year he came to the club, and it feels like he's been here for 15 years, but then it feels like he's literally been here for 3 years at the same time. He's just one of those players that he's just so random. That's the best way to describe him, I feel. He's just random. But I love him. The shortest player on our list, so...
That's right.
Yeah.
He's our small king. 100 games.
Yes,
congratulations.
We want one of those high free kicks. I reckon we get 5 of them. Lockie Murphy, 5 of them. 4 for his good.
He's a great... He did that last week as well, where he went straight for his neck, I think. Yeah, exactly. Great acting. It's just the Oscar goes to. Just 2022 Showdown vibes. But we'll get some Oppo chat here. So Danders, Tom Stewart, 150 games. What are your key memories of the big stew?
The crazy thing about Tom is that he was just plucked out of South Barwon randomly. I think he was about 25 years old, and that's just crazy to me that there are just these, incredible footballers running around local leagues.
That's pretty good because Lockie Murphy was working at Crowmania selling merch, and he just, went to go and play. So, it's the same story. They're everywhere. Sorry, continue, Danders.
No, absolutely. I love those stories because I think that kind of similar with university and things like that, the pressure that's placed on these 17, 18-year-olds, and it's if you don't get drafted, your dream is over. And that used to kind of be the case. It was if you don't get drafted, that's it, find a new dream. And it's now we're seeing so many different pathways to the AFL, and then in Tom's case, and in a lot of other cases, onto great success. And I think that that's really encouraging, and I think it takes a lot of pressure off these teenagers. Yeah, it's really exciting to see. Amazing story from last week, Sean Manor made his debut for Geelong after kicking an absolute bag in the losing VFL Grand Final, and it's incredible.
That's fantastic.
Tom Stewart also 5 All-Australians in 150 games, so I think that's an average of 30 games per All-Australian, which is absolutely crazy.
That's fantastic.
Very impressive player.
I don't think Lockie Murphy's made All-Australian, but he damn well should.
He's made the All-Australian team in my heart.
Yeah. And probably the most maligned player, I think, when it comes to selections, because his inside 50 pressure is actually fantastic. But too often, he's always the whipping boy to be dropped, despite the fact to be honest, he gives fantastic effort. So
yeah,
I'm a big fan of him. I'm genuinely a big fan of him. So
good lad. Go well, Lockie Murphy.
Go well, Lockie. Love you,
Lockie.
Yeah.
Right, we've got our one question that got sent in. And Rachel, it's specifically for you.
Oh, God.
And Dan Linky, who is an absolute North nuffy, he says, can you ask Rachel what she thinks the most appropriate way to handle the cost of living crisis as a paying AFL club member would be?
I tell you what's a lot cheaper than an AFL membership is a monthly subscription to patreon.com/Rachel Den. I'm just kidding. Please don't spend. Please, yeah. To be honest, I know that I touched on this during the week because it is something that I'm really passionate about. Is that growing up, I was raised by a single mum. We were definitely, as I said, lower middle class. And we always went to the footy. We would never buy food at the footy. Like, it was just not even something that would cross my brain. That's a big factor. Yeah, I don't think that you need to buy new merch every year, things like that. And if that's for me, the footy's the one thing I do. I go to the foot. I don't go out. I don't really go out to eat. I don't have a whole lot of fun. I'm a big loser. I just go to the footy. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. I just sell nudes on the internet. I'm not very good for financial advice.
Well, it's an interesting point though, Danders, because I think it was Adelaide Oval did their thing of how much things are going to cost this year. And then they said, there's even more options for you to buy. But, bucket of chips, I think, is something like $6 or $6.50. And so is a bottle of water is close to that too. And I think at the Gabba as well, it was $8.40 for a bottle of pump or something like that, which is just...
It's disgusting. And I think the other thing is that it's actually, to go to a game, like as a one-off, if you do the right thing, in quotations, and buy an adult ticket, it is expensive. Like, to sit on the wing at Adelaide Oval is like $109 now for an adult ticket. That is disgusting. I think the cheapest ticket you can buy for a Crows game at the moment is $40, which is a standing general admission ticket, or seating right around the very back of the top level. And
if you want to go to a Port game,
it's GA seating anymore. Sorry, when I went to Adelaide Oval and was on the hill, one of the fuckheads with the picnic blanket on the ground, so you can't stand any closer than the back of their picnic blanket, even though they're standing right at the gate. Great, the whole... Fuck those people. Fuck your families and your kids.
Yeah, fuck your family.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think that, like, the cheapest seated ticket is then you're looking at, like, it's now, like, nearly $70. That is just insanity. Like, it gets to the point where if you want to go to, like, 3 games a year, you're better off probably buying a club membership, which is just crazy. But yeah, it's just not cost effective, and I think that really affects the number. I mean, you're going to get people at games regardless, but, like, also just make it, a bit more
just
available
family
for
friendly.
Everyone to go. Yeah, it's just like you shouldn't be looking at a family pass and it being like $200 and something to go to
the footy and potentially watch your team lose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a great point you make, Dan, is about, like, making it more accessible for families in general as well, because some of my favourite memories was going to the footy as well. I don't know about yourself, Jade, or Danders as well, but I know, thinking back, it must have cost a fair amount, compared to that too. And I've got a 4-year-old daughter, and every time we go, it's impossible. Like, you try to pack a lunch for a toddler, especially when they know that they can smell chips or donuts or something else like that. It ain't happening. So, it's that's a part of it though. You also, it's monopolised and it's quite a concentrated area. I'm sorry, but if you want to actually try to, recoup some of your money, you need to look at your business structure. Simple as that. You can't keep trying to gouge fans for how much you want to pay and everything else like that. I don't agree with it. And I think it should be more open and available for people in any socioeconomic environment. I don't think just should make it more inclusive for people who like concession, like actual genuine, concession card pricing, that sort of thing, because it's a good social outlet, that sort of thing. I think it's something that should be looked at actively. Yeah. So,
well, I asked my grandpa. My grandpa used to have a membership at Amy for when the Crows were there at Amy, and he asked me the other day. He's like, "Oh, how much is the ticket to the footy?" And I was like, "Guess." He's like, "Oh, $25 the most expensive ticket." I'm like, "No, maybe if you're a child, like." It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Just go turn my light on, guys. Give me 1 second.
No, that's okay. So while Danders just slowly walks away and turns the light on, we can confirm the light has been turned back on.
My
which
appreciation
goes
for you guys when I'm turning on the big light.
Yeah,
and that light.
Well, that goes into that's effective a cost of living. That's why you have to turn it off, isn't that right? Anyway,
just wanted to say just one other thing, just before we move on, is that I know this is a case in Victoria. I'm not as sure about other states, but if a venue is selling alcohol, they are legally required to provide you with free drinking water. Do not ever buy water at the footy. If you have a bottle, or if you don't, go to the servo and get, I think at most Coles servos you can get one for $1 or something. Don't ever buy water at the footy. It's a scam.
Yep. You heard it here first. Water is a scam.
Something I'm also very passionate about is getting free water when you can get free water.
Yeah. Water is fake.
It's just warm ice.
Anyway. Oh, God. Yeah.
We should,
don't. Anyway, we'll move on.
We should move on, otherwise we're going to be here until like 9:30.
We've had our question from the listener. Thank you, at Valley Flaxman on Twitter. So, if at any point during the game, feel free to just give us a call. Like, it can be quarter time, half time. You could, is it opening bounce? Opening bounce didn't go well. Just give us a call, 82465498, or for our interstate callers, 0882465498, and just let rip. Maybe just say who you are as well, because just in case we need to call you back.
Yeah, and no one is going to answer the phone. I've had a few people ask me, I'm too scared to call because what if someone answers? No one's going to answer. It literally just goes to the voice message. So you don't need to worry about that. None of us are going to be like, who's this?
I think to differ. One time I called and Peter answered the phone and I had no idea what to do.
That's right.
That one time.
Well, that was a live.
Peter,
I mean, that's fair.
I thought I'd called the wrong number. I was about to launch into a tirade. So I understand people's fear. I've been there. I've lived it. But it won't happen this time, folks. Please call in.
No, it won't. Yeah. Peter is banned from answering the phone now.
You're correct. I've been banned from all lines. My old man, he tried to text that line.
Oh, no.
And
it's a home number.
Dad, it's a landline. Oh, is that why you didn't reply? Oh, okay. Anyway.
We should get into our predictions for the game.
Absolutely. So.
Let's get it done.
Now, we're going to ask Danders first. Who wins? How much? And we went for meters gain on Monday night, but let's do most contested possessions. And it can be either team.
I'm going to go with Geelong by less than a goal. I'm going to go 4 points, and there's going to be something controversial that gets them over the line.
Oh, not again. Our last home game was a bit controversial.
I didn't hear about it in the horsemeat group chat, that's for sure. I just wanted to mention horsemeat in there. I didn't think I'd get a chance. And most contested possessions, I'm going to go Mr. 150 himself, Tom Stewart.
Jade.
Look, I'm going to back the Crows in. I'm going to say Crows by 13. And did we say leading goal scorer you want as well?
No, most contested possessions.
That's a hard one. I'm going to
hurry up and pick one.
You say yours and I'm going to keep thinking.
Okay. So I'm going to say it's going to be the Crows by the same margin that Rach said, 4. I think it's going to be tight. I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game, honestly. And most contested possessions, I'm going for Pedler. Luke Pedler.
That's not a bad shout. I'm going to go Dawson.
God, he's hot. All right. Now, we had some predictions online, didn't we, Jade? Do you want me to get them up, or...?
Yes, Peter. You can get them up.
Okay. So, very quickly on Instagram, we had Lily Mangion, who said Crows by 16. We had Cooper, who said Crom by 25. We have Wrighton Granger, who said Kitters by 19. Sad face. Kitters. He literally Kittehs. I mean...
Oh, yeah, were you on the internet in 2007? That's how you spelt it.
Kitter.
Meow.
Kitter.
Yeah.
Kitter.
Woo.
I can has cheeseburger.
Oh, God. That's a different time. Justin Chicky Chumming said Crom by 17. Brady said Crows by 21. Crom by 16, 44, and 24 as well. So we're 7-1 for the Crows there, which is so we're going to get pumped. Now, very quickly, we're going to get to some of the news real quick. Courtney Cramey is to coach SANFL women's state team as well. So she was obviously a premiership player for our AFL women's team, did a fantastic job there. but she's also previously captain SANFL women's team state clashes and going up against the, I hate this term, the sand gropers from WA to play against the Waffle W. So Waffle W, anyway, in Perth on Saturday, May 4th. Get around that as well. So the other one we need to talk about is the goal celebration songs have dropped. Now, did you guys have a chance to have a look at some of these?
I have had a look. I had a look today when they dropped, and there was some pretty impressive choices in there, I thought. I like seeing some players change it up from the previous years. So, yeah, I'm pretty impressed with some of the choices we've got on our list this year.
What were some of your faves, Jade?
Look, I think my favourite choice from the whole list is the man himself, Mr. 100. Lachlan Murphy, going with Crazy Frog. And I just love this because I think I was listening to Kick It Forward episode last week, and they were actually talking about Triple J like a version, and they were like, oh yeah, someone is going to just come out doing like Crazy Frog. It's like the Triple J like a version. I was like, and then this came out and I was like, well, yep, it's probably going to happen. So yeah, look, love that by Mr. 100 there. The other one I really quite liked was Hot Stuff, Donna Summer by Sam Berry.
Oh, that's a great one.
I love it. And there's Rory Laird, We Found Love by Rihanna. I feel like that's such a off-the-cuff choice for Rory Laird, but you know what? I'm here for it. So I think they're probably my top three.
Yeah. Yeah, look, real quick.
I'm just having a look through the list myself, sorry. I don't know who the fuck half these people are. I'm talking about the artists, not the players. I'm in my boomer era right here.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Danders, we're about the same age, so there are some that I've been like, oh, that's nice.
I'm wanting a bag from Hugh Bond. I've never heard of that guy either, but he's got Jennifer Lopez, Let's Get Loud, so Coleman for Hugh Bond.
It's got that real sort of, 2000 sort of, year 7 graduation vibes for me. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, banger.
More than 20 seconds, we've got to pay royalties, boss. So
sorry.
It's all right. Now, any other ones that you saw that you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
I was in, I haven't even got to his name, but I assume, is Tex Walker still the same?
Yep, Sex on Fire.
I was at the Showdown last year. I don't ever need to hear that song again. I think he kicked 8 that night. Oh my goodness. Hard as a fever. Every 35 seconds. Hard as a fever. Yeah,
and the worst part is everyone going,
it's a really good song to show off your vocal capabilities.
Yeah.
But I also love, what was the other one? I'm so sorry. Great content, Danderfield.
No, that's okay.
Isaac Rankin with Whoomp There It Is. That is quite a popular goal song in the Australian hockey world. So big up for me for that one.
Amen. Look, I've got a few here that look, Max Michaelini, only because I know his brother, Money for Nothing, Dire Straits as well. I just hope it's not the first 58 seconds, and it's just the banger of a riff, because the strut will be amazing. A couple of other ones as well. We had Patrick Parnell, who I think he's about 15 or so still. But What You're Waiting For by Gwen Stefani, underrated banger, in my opinion. And
amazing
finally...
music video as well.
Yes.
Amazing, yeah, very cool.
Yeah, I feel like 04-05 is where it was the zenith of music videos for production values. But anyway. Finally, we have, of course, Jordan Butts, your favourite Danders, with Party in the USA. By someone called Miles Cyrus, not Miley Cyrus.
Miles Cyrus. There was another spelling mistake in here as well, I thought I saw. Oh yeah, that's not how you spell Neil Diamond, is it? Look, Riley O'Brien, Sweet Caroline, Neil... Is that how you spelled...
Neil Diamond.
Neil Diamond, yeah, I didn't
Neil
think so. I was like,
Demond.
have I got this wrong? Like, is this a Mandela effect or what?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
See, I want to have Miles from Frasier singing Miley Cyrus songs. I feel like that'll be a perfect crossover. So
We just got to find the Neil Demond.
I actually learnt this week, sorry, I'm quite notorious for my incorrect pronunciation of players' names. Just bad. Like, not even like the normal bad ones. I'm only just realising that I've added some extra letters to Jake Soliglio's name.
Soliglio!
There's definitely only one L-I in there. Nah, it's been too long, Jake Soliglio. I'm sorry. One of us is going to have to change, and it's not me.
That's a new pseudonym, I reckon. Jake Soliglio.
I love it.
Esquire.
The problem is that my partner thinks it's real funny, and so he just plays along. And like I was saying for West Coast, I was saying Jack Petruccialele for like a year before I said it to someone that wasn't him. And he was like, who are you talking about? I'm like, the Petruccialele. Yeah, anyway.
I love
Poochie.
it.
Jake Poochie. So, oh man. Wow. So we'll do a full breakdown on all of those songs on Monday night as well in our next pod in the wash up for that. Now, the other thing too, guys, this Friday night after the game, Walk and Talk is back. Yes, that is coming back. I'm not sure if you're going to be there, Jade, or not for the Walk and Talk. However,
I don't know, depending on how we go. But
no, that's fine.
If I can get there, I'll get there. But yes, everyone, head on down. Hopefully, I mean, it'll always be good regardless. Because, we still bring the vibes. We like to hear if we lose. Let's see how many people tell us Nix is going to be fired within the month. Like, happy to hear negative, positive. So bring it all down.
Yeah,
and,
I'll get called Graham Goodings again.
Yeah, and then our next one will be Gather Round, which is just crazy to think. But, so definitely people get on down to the game. If anyone has a spare ticket, pass it on. Just, let's fill it up, make some noise.
Make some noise for the boys.
Hope for a good result. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to a win-loss, whatever. It's going to be a good time. So I'm glad footy is back. And,
Yeah. So a big thank you to our patrons, patreon.com/Crowject and crowject.bigcartel.com to get all of your Go Crom merch. Got our Crom bundle as well, scarf, beanie, stubby holder, and stickers only for $49.95. Oh my God, what a bargain. Wow. So a big thank you to our patrons, $10 and above. A big shout out to Jezza Withers, James Payne, Sam Curtis, Drew Corder, Sean-Marie Davies, Brendan McGarrigan, Jake Bocko, Simone McDonald, Dave Carnavale, Jordan Marnie, Paul David Clennett, aka Radicus USM, Hayden Arthur, Matt Roylance, and Neil Roylance, and a shout out to our new patrons as well, Charlie Guthrie, Pelle Biancardi, and Jackson Bussenshut. So a big thank you to those guys as well. Now, Danders, real quick, where can we find yourself as well with your Patreon too? Bit of Patreon crossover.
Patreon.com/Rachel Danderfield. You must be 18 or over. And I don't know what's happened, but I got a big influx of new Patreons, so just please be patient with me on there because I got a lot of admin to go through. Sorry, I'm just going on a tangent. I uploaded what was obviously a very popular selfie 2 days ago, and all my internet has exploded. I've gained, no joke, 2,000 followers in the last 36 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, my latest selfie. Let me just have a quick look at the numbers on it.
Oh, here we go. Live insights. Here we go.
Like if I do a fire selfie, she might get 1,500 likes, right? Like that's crazy to me. This one, which is an old photo from 3 years ago, we're currently at 5.9 thousand.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
it's amazing.
So bang.
I don't know what part of the internet I've hit. I don't want to know. I'm not reading the comments. If you've replied to me and you're my friend, I'm not reading it. That's 164 retweets. Patreon.com/Rachel Danderfield.
How many bookmarks?
How do I see the bookmarks?
I think when you click on the actual tweet.
1.4 thousand.
Holy shit. That's a fair ratio as well.
Just screenshot it. Why are you bookmarking it? I don't want to know.
Maybe it's because they need to remind themselves to get their tips in. I assume it's that sort of related.
That's it. Also, don't forget to put your tips in. I'll be on. I'll be online tomorrow morning, bright and early. So don't check on your work computer. Don't check Twitter on your work computer if you follow me.
I need to give a big shout out to Ethan from Footy Posting, who reenacted your get your tips in photos. It wasn't pretty. Definitely did not get the same sort of reach as yours, that's for sure. But he sent that to me, and he's like, "What do you think?" And I was like, "That's shocking." And he's like, "Good," and he put it up. So anyway, I had to gouge my eyeballs out. Put them back
you're
in.
Inspiring the people of the internet.
It's terrifying. It's terrifying.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, anyway, on that cheery note, make sure you get down to the walk and talk. Also keep an eye on our socials as well, and a big shout out to our sponsors, Nathaniel's Coffee and Panini, Solely Designs, Trojan Aluminium, and ARC General Maintenance too. This has been the preview pod ahead of our round 2 game against the Cats. Danders, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been amazing.
Thank you so much for having me, and don't forget to put your tips in.
Yeah, Jade, thank you. And my name's Peter. Go Crom.
Eddie Betts somehow gets in. I reckon he did.
Shared this one and it favours Gallucci. He's away. Kicks it to half forward. Jenkins has been good all night. He turns Hobbs inside out. He soccers to the goal square. It's a loose body. Who's going to get there first? Eddie's there hovering. Jenkins kicks the goal. They're in front.
It's thrown in the pocket. Takes the bounce. He steadies himself. He's got a kick in first. Let's go crazy. Good boy.
Rioli dropped the mark. A third goal it could have been. Picked up by Michaelini. Adelaide get a slip. Ball goes down the wing. Crawley is held. Umpire didn't see it. And then he's taken in the ground. Umpire says it's okay. It goes to Gillette. He's there hit a target. Ball goes to the red side of the mark. Been taken by Murphy. Murphy can put Adelaide back in front. He'll kick from 45 metres. I'm just looking at...
Are you tired of tackling your home maintenance issues alone? Say yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Always.
I am.
Let ARC Maintenance be your best and fairest when it comes to your home or office's maintenance needs. Whoa.
Whoa.
From plumbing to tiling, flooring to electrical, and everything in between, ARC Maintenance is your go-to team for all of your general maintenance needs. Give me a woo.
Woo.
With a winning record of satisfied customers all over Adelaide, we're ready to kick goals for you. Don't get caught holding the ball. Call ARC Maintenance today and let us handle the heavy lifting. Remember, when it comes to home maintenance, ARC Maintenance always goes for the mark. Even though it's my dad and he doesn't mark very well. Call Tony and the team at ARC Maintenance on 0425 566 755 to get those maintenance needs sorted.
Ah.